Day one, Norseman to Balladonia. Here we go. It was way colder than I was expecting it to be. It was definitely fresh in the morning, feeling cold, but we were pumped. We were ready to get going. 190 kilometres, the longest we had ever cycled before. So fingers crossed we can make it.
Along the highway or about to set off onto the highway, it was very foggy, just very dangerous as well because there's a lot of road trains on that road. So we're pretty nervous about that, but getting started was pretty intense feeling, but we were very excited.
And I think between the two of you trying to get through those 191 kilometres that first day, even I was sitting in a car driving, just going, I can feel the challenge. But I think for you guys, even though physically you were challenged, mentally I think was the biggest part. But where you guys just seemed to be able to bounce off each other and just push through it. And it's about changing your thought process to that positive, and it seemed to really work. Resonate.
All right, we've just hit 10%. Got a road train going past us. Oh man, they're a bit terrifying. We're super wet because it's extremely foggy this morning. But we're getting there. We're just over 10% of today. Beck's keeping up. Holy, it's pretty wild. Woo! Sun's coming up. It's not as cold as we thought, which is good. Onwards and upwards. This season is going to be our biggest challenge yet, and we really wanted to put our money where our mouth is. Raising funds for the This Is a Conversation Starter Foundation and the legends at Trademutt. We work in blue-collar industries. We see the tradies every day and all the blue-collar workers and all the things that they are dealing with, and it's really hard to watch people that you know and love potentially suffering with a mental health issue or something that they're currently dealing with that they don't ever talk up about. And TIACS is that platform that really creates that space and opens up that conversation so that people feel comfortable enough to share. We've been following the Trademutt guys for a long time, and to see all the work that they've done as a social enterprise has really inspired us this year to raise funds to support the legends.
G'day legends, I'm Dan Allen, I'm one of the co-founders of Trademutt and TIACS.
And I'm Ed Ross, one of the co-founders of Trademutt and TIACS.
So the backstory to the genesis of Trademutt and TIACS for both myself and Ed is, we're both carpenters by trade. We met on a building site here in Brisbane. As you do, knocking around on site, you talk a hell of a lot of nonsense and different ideas and things, that you'd maybe like to start one day. And one conversation that Ed and I had with each other was why no one ever changed Hyber's workwear. Why has no one sort of brought funky workwear to the market? Maybe it can't be done. But that was just a seed of an idea that we'd had in a conversation. We never, I think, imagined that we'd actually create that workwear, but it was in 2015 when I experienced the tragedy of losing one of my best mates to suicide, which really opened up mine and Ed's eyes to the situation around mental health in this country, particularly in blue-collar industries. I went through the range of emotions after experiencing that, and it certainly changed the tone of the conversation for myself and Ed. We started to look at things like the bus stop shelters on the side of the road advertising mental health and crisis support services, and we just didn't really feel like the advertising was really cutting through to our demographic, and we felt like maybe something needed to be done to bring a bit more of a fun and colourful and light-hearted approach to the conversation in an effort to get our cohort, tradies, truckies and farmers to open up a little bit more. We'd had the conversation about workwear, a year before that happened, and a year after experiencing that tragedy, we thought, well, maybe we could, have a crack at this workwear idea and bring an alternative workwear option to market, bring a bit of fun and colour and, some funky designs, and maybe we could use those designs to start a conversation about mental health and create a bit of connection on site, which is really what Trademark shirts are all about. So as a social enterprise, we are required to contribute 50% of our profits to an organisation that advocates for the cause that we're going after. And so we didn't really see that there was much out there, speaking to blue-collar workers. So we went about creating TIACS as well.
Yeah, so TIACS is a professional text and call telehealth counselling service that's available Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And we launched that in 2020, the height of COVID. Our first call was a bloke here from Brisbane, a tradie that was, going through a bit of a panic attack on the job site and just needed someone to kind of, chat to him and kind of bring him back down. Since then, we've, delivered counselling sessions to thousands of tradies, truckies, rural and blue-collar workers and their loved ones. We've got 10 full-time counsellors on the books and, delivering over 550 clients over 4 sessions each every quarter, so making a profound impact around the country.
So I'd say Trademark starts the conversations with funky workwear and creates that peer-to-peer connection, and then TIACS continues that conversation by enabling easy access to professionals if and when you need it. All you got to do is scan that QR code under your left chest pocket and bang, you're on. So good to go. Easy.
How did your experience as tradies then shape the early vision for Trademark?
Well, I think for myself and Ed, I think we've got about 15 years experience on the tools between us. I think 11 of those are mine, but that's all right.
4 of mine. 3.5 maybe.
Yeah, I think our time on the tools, as blue-collar workers. I mean, previous to that, Ed, spent time out on sheep and cattle stations in central West Queensland. So, we've got that rural component, we've got that tradie element. I think that time on the tools and that identity for us gave us, probably the credibility as two tradies to be able to have a crack at something like this that supports our industry. But certainly experiences on the tools and that environment that you work in, for different builders on site, you see a lot, and you see a lot of the stresses and some of the challenges that people in our industry go through. You also see a lot of the good stuff, you see a lot of that mateship, camaraderie, you see a lot of that awesome stuff about the industry. But, like any industry, it's got its challenges too, and there's a lot of situational stresses and pressures that people feel. And with a distinct lack of access to professional support that can really make a difference, really set myself and Ed up to, create a vision to be able to support the well-being of the industry. And so that's what we're going after.
Why do you think conversations around mental health are still such a challenge in blue-collar spaces?
We have conversations around mental health in blue-collar spaces, can be tough. They have been historically tough. And there's been this narrative that people like to sell that men don't talk. And we would like to challenge that. It really feels like people like to think that men don't talk. But I think probably the reality is men maybe haven't been given the right environment or opportunity to talk or the right reason to talk. And so until they're given that, reason or that environment is created, then of course they're not going to. What we've seen with Trademark shirts, just a simple print, just a simple reason to start a conversation. Mate, I've been in that many conversations with people who, historically might not have spoken, but because of this shirt, you can't shut them up. And that's a bloody good thing, You give them that opportunity, give them that reason to start a conversation, let them know that, a shirt like this has meaning and a set of values that they can align with, and that you're creating a safe space to have that conversation. you have a profound impact on people's lives on a daily basis when that happens, and it might just be a moment. It might just be a glimpse of a moment in time where someone can let their guard down and have that conversation for 5 minutes, and it can make all the difference in the world. And that has a compounding effect, you know. The more you do that, the easier it is the next time and the next time and the next time. And when you have those conversations, you're enabling everyone else around you to also do the same. You're making it okay for anyone else to open up. So, yeah, why, you know, conversations haven't happened in the past, I can't answer. Probably, you know, I suppose that S word that we don't like to say, stigma. There, I said it.
Oh, fuck. Don't say it.
Cut that out.
Cut that out.
But yeah, we're certainly seeing a lot of change in our industry, and these shirts are playing a small part in that. Something we're really proud of.
If that message resonates with you as much as it has us, please donate what you can and let's help support the TIACS legends.
Back. Had a little drink. Feeling good?
Yeah, feeling good. We're making good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just under 2 hours and we've done 40 Ks, so we're almost at 25%.
Which is better than what we thought we would be doing.
Yeah, much better.
Woo!
This stretch was 191 Ks, and all the research that we'd done previously indicated that it was going to be relatively flat most of the way, with a couple of hills and undulations on the way through this stretch. But most of the time it turned out to be pretty hilly, and it slowed us down dramatically. The pain was pretty real most of the day.
We're over halfway.
Halfway.
Feeling pretty good. Just getting some lunch into us.
Lunch
I
break.
think we're both starting to get pretty flagged out.
Getting a bit fatigued.
So I think we need to get some food into us so we can crack on for the rest. But I think we've got about 90 Ks to go to Balladonia.
Balladonia.
us hit 75%. Getting some more calories in. We've got to get some more food into us. This is brutal. I've been hitting about 142 Ks now. Got another 47 and a half to go till we get to Balladonia. And yeah, holy, big day. So many more hills than what we anticipated. We thought we'd be done with them by the time we got to the back of Fraser's Range. But no, they've been they've been quite a few. I don't know if you can see in the distance. All the way down, back up all these hills. Feeling good though, getting some food. Happy days.
About the last 50 Ks of the first day, I kind of snapped. And that's not normal for me. Normally I'm the calm one, the one who's being all Mr. Positive and just saying like, nah, we can do it. We just gotta stay calm and just like keep going. But yeah, that first day, I was really feeling it. I was feeling the burn and I was getting hungry. I was really starting to think, what have we gotten ourselves into? I think I was more angry at myself for feeling this way on day one. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, there's no footage of me losing it because we were just so focused at that point on making the Ks and getting to our destination. So the filming side of it on the end of that day kind of fell into the wayside. But we're trying to make a show here, a raw, honest show that resilience isn't easy. Well, building resilience isn't easy. And Bo really needs to pick up his filming game because there is no way I'm filming myself having a breakdown. That just feels too attention-seeking. Isn't that what you're doing now? Well, we're recounting our experience to help the story along. That's totally different. So this whole filming each other while doing a challenge doesn't feel attention-seeking to you? No, we're doing it to share our research and to inspire others to get out there themselves. And we're amateur filmmakers with an interest in filmmaking. So it's not attention-seeking, it's sharing our art. It's totally different. Anyway, can we get back to the story, please?
Beast wasn't really coping with the day. I think we were under fueling most of the day anyway, which is tough to get enough calories in when you're cycling that many kilometres. But I didn't really start to notice it until we were about 20 Ks from the finish line where he really started to break. And this was day one, so I started to get a bit nervous. I thought I'd broken him really early.
Bo definitely stepped up with the affirmations and just trying to get me there because we really lean on each other in these types of situations, and that's what it's all about. You gotta, if you're going through it, you need a mate there to understand and just lift you up and say, come on, let's get through this together.
Huge push to the end. We're just about, the sun's about to go down. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. We're getting nervous because these road trains are pretty hardcore. We're just under 10 Ks out from Balladonia now. We will arrive in the dark, unfortunately, but we got pretty close. It'll be just over 11 hours of riding today. Oh my goodness. We'll keep you updated when we arrive. Balladonia! Fuck, mate. Oh my goodness. We made it. I can't believe it. We're finally here. We're just trying to find where the hotel is now because it is so dark. That was brutal. What a big day. Oh man. That was rough as. we were both starting to flog out at the end there. But yeah, we need a hot shower and a hot meal, I think. Good God.
So sore. And once we got there, I definitely took some time and really tried to fix my mindset, because I did not want to do that again. I did not want to fall into that pit, that self-pity pit of like, oh, this is so hard, this is the furthest we've ever gone. I really wanted to make sure that the rest of the time I was going to be the positive one. I was not going to let those negative thoughts seep in again, because we had 1,100 kilometres to go and I was going to make sure we enjoyed it.